Good morning. My name is Kim Hae-sun, advisor of Gangnam Labor Law Firm. Today we have the Attorney Jung Bong-soo, and we wish to discuss about the origin of the Korean labor law. So from the beginning of the establishment of this law, could you explain about the background of how this labor law has been created in Korea?
Hello, how are you today? This is Bong-soo Jung, Korean labor attorney. Thank you for asking that question. So, origin of Korean labor law. Actually, it was enacted in 1953 when we had a Korean War. So, during the Korean War, our society suffered a lot of unrest or many troubles internally, externally. So 1953 there was some strike in the some clothing manufacturing company. So at that time, then there are no law to regulate such a labor dispute. So lawmakers there introduced and enacted the labor law, like Labor Standard Act and Labor Union Act. So at that time, they followed the labor legal system in Japan, because the scholars at that time, they have learned their education or their related law under Japanese control colony period. So that means our labor law was influenced by the Japanese law. Then also Japanese law, especially Constitution of Japan, was influenced by German. Germany's their Constitution, the Weimar, the Constitution. It was established, introduced in 1919 in Germany. At the time, the Weimar Constitution include workers' right, also workers' right of labor. So in such a some provision in the Constitution influenced the Japanese law. Also, Japanese Constitution influenced the Korean Constitution. So, according to the Korean Constitution, labor law established. So, the result was Labor Standard Act and Labor Union Act. They were originated from Constitution, because those items relate to the work, like working standard, also workers' right, they are stipulated in the Constitution. So Korean labor law was established based on this, the guideline of Constitution. Also, such a Constitution was influenced by Japanese Constitution and Japanese labor law. Yeah.
So we can consider that the international law is largely divided into two. As you said, based on the German and Japanese law, we can call it is continental law, and based on the US and the UK, the law is called the common law. So you are explaining that Korean law is based on the continental law.
Yeah.
But as the time passed and the Korean experience a democratic society, I think the labor law can change according to the industrialization. So could you explain how Korean labor law has amended and changed?
So what you said, there are two legal systems in the world. One is the continental legal system. The other one is common law legal system. So common law legal system is originated from British and their colony, the nations like America or India. Also still the Commonwealth countries. So those countries are influenced by the British law, so they do not have a constitution. So also they have a kind of their rule is to follow the court judgment. In that case, court and judges there decide based on what are in the agreement or contract. So basic spirit of British law is the good faith principle, like what they agreed must be observed. But in Korean labor law, it's a little different. Like Korean Labor Standard Act provide the minimum condition, also compulsory condition. Any employer who violate labor law, such a violation is invalid or null and void, and such invalid part apply to the Labor Standard Act. For example, like dismissal case, America can fire people easily, but in Korean employer, it is very difficult to fire people because even though they fire the people according to their agreement or rules of employment, but such the dismissal must have a justifiable reason for termination. So in Korea, the dismissal is strictly protected or limited. So that is some major difference. Also, application of labor law. Each country have their own application in their territory. In Korean labor law has been developed along with the Korean industrialization. So every country has a different the labor law. In Korea, we have developed our Korean labor law for like almost 70 years independently, even though in the beginning we are influenced, but even though we are influenced by Japanese labor law, but we have very different application in the practical way. Yeah.
Yes, I understand. So as you have explained, the in case of dismissal, terminating workers easily can affect the labor environment. But it is unfortunate that every time the Korean government changes, they wish to change the labor law as well. So I think it's very important to have a long-term plan and establishment of our labor law. What is your opinion about this?
Actually, as a labor attorney, I think Korean labor law provides fair some treatment between employer and employee. So as long as employee follow the required rule, they can fire people also. But what the employer need is they need to think one more before they decide to fire people. So that is what Labor Standard Act provides. So you don't have to be worried or afraid of Korean labor law. So only thing is you must be careful whether your decision is acceptable according to the Korean labor law. That is what you need to think. So labor law protect the employer too. So don't worry about that. Just try to be careful. That is what employer needed to know.
I see. Do you have any other comment about this general opinion?
Yeah, many the subsidiary companies from British or America or Canada or Australia, they have a very difficulties in firing people in Korea. So I think I can explain this way. When you go Rome, do as the Romans do. In Korea, you need to do Korean way because workers' right is very important, just like employees' ownership right. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.